Hello guys, welcome to my channel Psychology Point. Today we are talking about the psychology of people who want love but are terrified of it. So let's start. First, we are trying to understand Pistanthrophobia. Pistanthrophobia is the irrational, persistent fear of trusting others. Clinical psychology classifies it under the broader umbrella of specific anxiety disorders. You will not find the term explicitly listed in the official diagnostic manual. However, practicing clinical psychologists treat this condition with the exact same severity and diagnostic criteria as any formally recognized specific phobia. When faced with the prospect of interpersonal vulnerability, an infidel with this condition experiences acute physiological distress. Their nervous system reacts to intimacy with rapid palpitations, nausea, and severe trembling. This places Pistanthrophobia far outside the bounds of a personality quirk or standard hesitation. It operates as a severe, systemic psychological barrier preventing necessary human connection. The condition is built on a cruel paradox. The individual is not a phobia. The individual possesses an intense biological desire for love and connection, yet their own nervous system perceives intimacy as a profound existential threat. This chart plots the desire for intimacy against the fear of rejection. A secure relational baseline is stable, but the pistanthropic individual's experience is erratic, spiking into intense craving and crashing into withdrawal. This chaotic oscillation characterizes a fearful-avoidant attachment style, creating severe internal conflict. This phobia functions as a self-sustaining mechanical system, a closed survival loop. To dismantle it, we first have to map its exact architecture. Every systemic feedback loop requires an engine. For pathological mistrust, the starting point is the attachment wound. This wound forms through three distinct pathways: direct relational trauma, observational learning from hypervigilant caregivers in childhood, or the intake of threatening information regarding betrayal and infidelity. These origins dysregulate the attachment system entirely. The individual is left in a state of hypervigilance, unable to assess relational safety accurately. The resulting attachment wound becomes the driving force of the pathology, issuing a strict mandate to the brain: protect the psyche from any future relational harm, regardless of the cost. To execute that protection mandate, the brain builds a defense of cognitive distortions. These faulty logic patterns preemptively identify incoming threats. One primary distortion is mind reading. An individual assumes malicious intent behind a neutral action, interpreting a delayed text message as proof of abandonment. A second distortion is emotional reasoning. The patient's internal anxiety is falsely interpreted as objective, empirical proof that their partner is inherently unsafe. Then there is all-or-nothing thinking. Under this distortion, a minor routine relational disagreement is catastrophized into the total and guaranteed failure of the entire relationship. These distortions are highly effective. They warp objective realities, specifically to justify the avoidance of vulnerability, successfully keeping the individual insulated from risk. Once cognitive distortions identify a perceived threat, they activate formal structural psychological defense mechanisms. The foundational framework for these mechanisms originated with Sigmund Freud and was later expanded by his daughter, Anna Freud. They demonstrated how the mind actively distorts external reality to repress extreme internal distress. In cases of Pistanthrophobia, patients rely heavily on what psychiatrist George Vaillant classified as level 2 immature defenses, specifically projection and passive aggression. The most damaging of these in romance is the defense of splitting. Because the psyche cannot tolerate the ambiguity of complex vulnerability, the patient forcibly categorizes their partner as either entirely flawless or entirely evil. These immature defenses successfully provide psychological armor in the short term. The long-term cost is the absolute guarantee of misunderstanding and a total block on emotional repair. These internal cognitive defenses manifest as chaotic, unpredictable external outputs. This creates the signature pull-pull dynamic. driven by intense craving, the individual pulls a partner close. But the moment intimacy is achieved, the brain registers a severe threat, instantly pushing them away. This contradictory behavior inevitably results in relationship sabotage, destroying the exact connection they were seeking. The brain then evaluates the resulting breakup, using it as indisputable proof that people are untrustworthy and love is inherently dangerous. The loop is now fully closed. Time alone cannot cure this condition, because every subsequent failed relationship is weaponized to reinforce the original trauma. Because Pistanthrophobia operates entirely as a closed survival loop, it will run indefinitely unless clinicians actively intervene to sever the cycle. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, provides the first major intervention method. It targets the upper hemisphere of the pathology. The premise of the CBT approach is straightforward. Unhelpful, irrational thinking patterns are the primary drivers of avoidant behavior. Clinicians utilize targeted interventions to dismantle these patterns. They help identify mental distortions, execute behavioral experiments, apply systematic desensitization, and rewrite internal logic. Cognitive behavioral therapy succeeds by restructuring conscious logic, allowing the patient to rationally tolerate the perceived risks of extending trust. Emotionally focused therapy, or EFT, offers a contrasting intervention paradigm. It strikes directly at the foundation of the pathology. Emotionally focused therapy bypasses conscious, rational logic entirely. It treats emotion not as a symptom to be controlled, but as the direct pathway to systemic change. The intervention process requires therapists to actively de-escalate negative relational cycles. This exposes the core, hidden fears driving the behavior, specifically the fear of abandonment and the fear of engulfment. The ultimate goal of EFT is to facilitate corrective emotional experiences. These are built on accessibility, responsiveness, and engagement, physically rewiring the nervous system toward attachment security. While CBT changes how a patient thinks about a relational threat, EFT changes how the patient feels the bond between the patient and the patient. The patient's emotional experience is the same as the patient's emotional experience itself, for both clinicians treating the condition and patients suffering from it. The takeaway is identical. Pathological mistrust is never a character flaw, nor is it a conscious choice to be difficult. In reality, Pistanthrophobia is a highly rigid, sophisticated survival adaptation. It is a psychological defense mechanism that has simply outlived its original usefulness. By identifying the specific cognitive distortions and attachment fears driving the system, we are able to determine the cause of the phobia. Once that architecture of avoidance is mapped, it can be systematically dismantled, allowing the individual to finally survive the vulnerability required for genuine connection. Now tell me, have you ever pulled someone close and then immediately pushed them away the moment things started feeling real? Drop a comment below. Do you think trust is something you build slowly, or something that was broken so deeply it needs professional help to rebuild? Okay guys, take care and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you.